Hello everyone, welcome back to Royalty Soaps. Today we are making a soap inspired by brown sugar and matcha boba tea. Do you say bubble tea or boba tea? Apparently it's the same thing, but I always call it boba. This is one of my absolute favorite types of boba tea, but if you have one that you like even more, let me know down in the comments below because I would absolutely love to make an entire boba tea collection. I think it would be so cute. Before we get started, look what Kayla brought me. This is like the perfect little treat to eat before we make some matcha soap. And I know this isn't like homemade mochi. I promise that one day I will find a small business near me that sells it because I am dying to try one that's like handmade. This is definitely my favorite soap of the month. Go ahead and pour in our lye water solution. And I am doing 2 different fragrance oils today. Blend it on up. Okay, let's pour off our first layer. This is gonna be our like brown sugar boba layer. And I made this design based on how my local boba tea store does it. I'm sure different boba places will make it look different ways. So to this layer, I'm gonna add a little bit of brown oxide and a little bit of titanium dioxide. Gonna blend this up. Okay, now that this is all blended up, I'm going to add in my fragrance oil. So this is my yummy brown sugar fragrance. It is so good. It will discolor a little bit over time, which is why I added in a little bit of colorant so that the discoloration will be uniform. This fragrance oil slows everything down so that now I can just use my stick blender. Now, what I don't want is for all of the boba pieces that I have to fall to the bottom. Here are all of my boba pieces. These are made from cold processed soap, and it's thickening up quite a bit now, which is great. And I'm gonna put about 3/4 of my pieces in, and then I'm gonna sprinkle the rest of them on the top so that they merge between my green and my brown layer. Yeah, you can see this is still suspending on the top, which means that it's thick enough and that I can go ahead and pour it into my soap mold. Okay, I'm gonna start with some corners here just to make sure that I get it into all the corners, and then we will wait even longer for it all to set up before pouring the next portion in. Okay, just gonna shake this around, get those air bubbles out. What I want with this soap is good suspension. I don't want a whole bunch of my soap pieces just stacked on top of one another and then there be a whole bunch of brown on the top with nothing in it. I also don't necessarily want this layer to be flat because that's not how a drink would look. Some bars may have more than others. And again, I would say that'd be pretty normal for a drink to look that way as well. Your boba and your friend's boba are not gonna look exactly the same. Okay, awesome. This looks great. I wish I had smell-o-vision because this smells so good. All right, I'm not even gonna tap it down that much, again, because I kind of want it to stay like this. This looks like chocolate chip cookie dough. Now I'm gonna take all these boba pieces and just toss them on top, kind of willy-nilly. Some of them will be poking up and some of them will sink further in. I don't know about y'all, but when I get a boba tea, I tell them put extra boba in there. I've left just a few in here because I've covered this pretty effectively at this point. Okay, so I'm gonna set this just like this off to the side, and we are going to work on our matcha tea base. I'm going to add some real matcha tea powder. Teas are some of the only additives that I think actually carry a bit of a smell through the cold process saponifying. Saponifying, well, it's kind of a harsh chemical change and it kills a lot of stuff, but I don't think it kills the fragrance of teas all that well. Add some titanium dioxide, add some green colorant. I have mixed this to try to mimic matcha. Scrapey scrape. This will probably turn kind of an ugly green color because greens do that before they saponify. Let's blend this up before we add our fragrance. Okay, this looks shockingly like matcha. I'm gonna pour off a little bit for the top layer because I'm gonna make that a little bit lighter, kind of like a matcha whipped cream. Glub, glub, glub. Now we'll add in our matcha tea fragrance. It's very floral. This smells very upscale to me, but it still smells like it's in the food category. A little bit of bergamot or bergamot, as people prefer to say, depending on where you live. And blend, blend, blend. All right, we're gonna start pouring this in. This does thicken a little bit. Ooh, that might look good though. Might look like it's swirling around in there. Just gonna break my fall. I did kind of mess it up over there. Oh. That is not what I wanted to happen! All right, maniacal laughter. I still have a few more to put in. They just gonna be floating in outer space, bestie. What can we say? I thought it was thickening up and I was like, whoa, I gotta hurry. And now I don't know if I haven't just messed up that design, but who knows? Maybe it'll make it look more like a drink. I don't know. Last couple. We can pour the rest of this in. All right, and then I am gonna scrapey on my big container. Then I'm just gonna move this around a little bit. Again, not to be flat because we're going for a drink here, but just to make sure that every bar is getting about the same amount. All right, gonna texture it up a little before we put that last layer. All right, for the last layer, we're just gonna ladle it on top. Looks so dreamy. All right, tap this down a little bit. Make sure everybody gets some. All right, for this, I think I'm just gonna texture maybe even just to one side. Make it look kind of fluffy. Oops, maybe not quite that much. Okay, and then for the other side, I'm going to take some of this 3 Olive Martini color. It looks almost exactly the same color as matcha powder. Then I'm just gonna take my makeup brush here and I'm going to tap gently. Well, I'm not really even tapping, I'm just shaking it on the side that doesn't have any texture. All the way down. Oh, this is so cute. I'm gonna spritz the top and we are done. This looks and smells so good. I cannot wait to cut into it tomorrow. So we will be back after this quick commercial break. The Drinks and Slushies soap collection is now available and it features blue raspberry slushie, orange cream soda, honeydew lemonade, and watermelon lavender spritzer. And today's soap, matcha boba tea. Check them all out at royaltysoaps.com. You guys, look at this soap the next day. I'm quaking. First of all, it smells exactly like brown sugar and matcha boba. It's so good. And the color literally looks exactly like the real thing. I'll show you at the end of the video. Let's just line this up. These are gonna be the best samples ever. Here's our sample pieces. Look how cute these are gonna look. We'll just cut it right down the middle. If you buy a sample pack from me this month, this may be in it. And then of course we'll take one out of the middle. This is what it looks like on the inside. There is some discoloration. Obviously, I was working with that. I use the matcha and bergamot scent from Candle Science for these. They do tell you that it does discolor slightly. So like I said, I was working with that. In future batches, I did end up adding just a teensy bit more green, but I did cut a loaf before so you can see what a full discoloration looks like. You can see the difference here. Here it is freshly cut, and then here it is after it's fully discolored. I also decided I didn't really love like the boba jumping up into this area, so I did add all of them to the base layer, but the concept is solid, and now I really want to do like taro boba and like a strawberry boba. I want to do all the bobas. Tell me your favorite boba. Maybe I'll make that one next. I also think this would make the absolute cutest sugar scrub. I even know how I would like design the label for it. Like as a whipped soap, it would be so cute. We should do that together soon. Comment your favorite boba down below so that I can make more boba soap. Now, Caleb told me to tell you that this got shook up a little bit as he was driving home, but I do promise when we got it, they looked like almost exactly the same. Like the shade of green is so close. It smells amazing. This, tastes amazing. And like I said, this is probably my favorite soap in the entire collection. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a comment down below telling me your favorite type of boba or bubble tea. Be sure you do something fun for yourself today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget that you can shop the entire Drinks and Slushies collection at royaltysoaps.com today, and of course it will be available all month long.